Welcome to MetaCodex. Today we dive into the untold story of Leonardo da Vinci, starting from his very first steps as a child. What shaped the mind of history's greatest genius? Let's find out.
In the rolling hills of Tuscany, where the sun-dappled vineyards stretch as far as the eye can see, a child was born who would one day change the world. On April 15, 1452, in the small village of Vinci, a humble stone house witnessed the arrival of Leonardo da Vinci, the illegitimate son of a notary and a peasant woman. This boy was destined for greatness, though none could have foreseen the profound impact he would have on art, science, and human understanding. As dawn broke over the Tuscan landscape, young Leonardo's eyes opened to a world of wonder. The gentle breeze carried the scent of olive groves and wildflowers, whispering secrets of nature that would captivate him for a lifetime. From his earliest days, Leonardo was drawn to the beauty and mystery of the natural world around him. The stone house of his birth, with its rough-hewn walls and terracotta roof, stood as a testament to the simplicity of rural life in 15th century Italy. Yet within those modest walls, a mind of extraordinary complexity was beginning to unfold. Leonardo's childhood was marked by an insatiable curiosity, a trait that would define his entire existence and lead him to become the epitome of the Renaissance man. As a young boy, Leonardo would often wander the countryside, his keen eyes taking in every detail of the world around him. The babbling brooks that carved their way through the verdant valleys became his first teachers of fluid dynamics. The birds soaring overhead inspired his early dreams of human flight. Every leaf, every pebble, every cloud formation was a source of fascination and study. With a tattered sketchbook always at hand, Leonardo began to capture the essence of his observations. His untrained fingers moved across the paper with a natural grace, translating the three-dimensional world into two-dimensional art with astonishing accuracy. These early sketches, crude yet promising, were the first steps on a path that would lead to masterpieces like the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. The illegitimacy of his birth, which might have been a source of shame for some, seemed to fuel Leonardo's desire to prove himself. Raised primarily by his father and stepmother, he lacked formal education but compensated with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. The young Leonardo taught himself to read and write, poring over any books he could find, deciphering their contents through sheer determination and intellect. As he grew, Leonardo's fascination with the natural world only intensified. He would spend hours by the river Arno, studying the flow of water, the formation of eddies, and the way light danced on the rippling surface. These observations would later inform his groundbreaking studies on hydrodynamics and his innovative designs for canals and irrigation systems. The changing skies above Vinci became Leonardo's ever-shifting canvas. He marveled at the way clouds formed and dissipated, how the quality of light transformed the landscape throughout the day. This early appreciation for atmospheric effects would later manifest in the sfumato technique that made his paintings appear to glow from within. Animals, too, captured Leonardo's imagination. From the graceful flight of birds to the muscular power of horses, he observed and sketched with meticulous attention to detail. These studies would not only enhance his artistic abilities, but also lay the groundwork for his later anatomical investigations, which would far surpass the medical knowledge of his time. As the seasons changed in the Tuscan countryside, so too did Leonardo's understanding of the world around him. He began to see patterns and connections that others overlooked. The spiral of a snail's shell echoed in the whirl of a distant galaxy. The branching of a tree mirrored the veins in a human hand. This ability to perceive the underlying unity of all things would become a hallmark of Leonardo's genius. The boy's talent did not go unnoticed. Local artisans and scholars, impressed by his precocious abilities, began to take an interest in young Leonardo. They shared their knowledge freely, recognizing in him a spark of something extraordinary. Yet even as he absorbed their teachings, Leonardo's mind was already racing ahead, asking questions that his mentors could not answer. As adolescence approached, Leonardo's sketches grew more sophisticated. His self-taught techniques evolved, incorporating principles of perspective and shading that seemed to come to him instinctively. The pages of his sketchbooks, filled with studies of human faces, architectural designs, imaginative inventions that were centuries ahead of their time, the stone house of his birth now seemed too small to contain the vastness of Leonardo's ambitions. The rolling hills of Vinci, once his entire world, now beckoned him towards broader horizons. The boy who had spent countless hours observing the flight of birds now longed to spread his own wings and soar into the unknown. As Leonardo stood on the cusp of manhood, gazing out over the Tuscan landscape that had nurtured his early genius, there was a sense of destiny in the air. The wind that rustled through the olive groves seemed to whisper of future glories, of masterpieces yet to be painted, of scientific discoveries that would revolutionize human understanding. The humble beginnings of this illegitimate child from a small Italian village belied the profound impact he would have on the world. From these simple roots would grow a mind so vast and varied that it would come to embody the very spirit of the Renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci, the curious boy with a sketchbook, was poised to become the greatest polymath in history. As the sun set over the hills of Vinci, casting long shadows across the land, young Leonardo turned his face towards Florence. The great city of art and learning called to him, promising opportunities to expand his knowledge and hone his skills. With each step away from his childhood home, he carried with him the lessons learned from nature, the keen observations that would form the foundation of his life's work. The story of Leonardo da Vinci's childhood is a testament to the power of curiosity, self-education, and the relentless pursuit of understanding. It reminds us that greatness can emerge from the most unlikely places, that genius is not bound by social status or formal education. As we reflect on the early years of this Renaissance master, we are inspired to look at the world around us with fresh eyes, to question, to explore, and to dream of possibilities yet unimagined. In the end, the legacy of Leonardo da Vinci began not with his famous works or groundbreaking inventions, but with a small boy wandering the Tuscan countryside, sketchbook in hand, marveling at the wonders of the natural world. It is a legacy that continues to inspire and challenge us, urging us to see the extraordinary in the ordinary, to push the boundaries of knowledge, to embrace the limitless potential of the human mind.
We've seen young Leonardo's first sparks of brilliance. Now, watch him grow into a fearless young visionary, chasing ideas no one dared to imagine.
In the heart of Renaissance Florence, a young prodigy was about to embark on a journey that would forever change the course of human history. At the tender age of 14, Leonardo da Vinci stepped into the bustling streets of the city, his eyes wide with wonder and his mind brimming with endless possibilities. Little did the world know that this unassuming apprentice would one day become the greatest mind of the Renaissance. As Leonardo crossed the threshold of Andrea del Verrocchio's workshop, he felt a surge of excitement coursing through his veins. The air was thick with the scent of paint and the sound of chisels on marble. Here in this crucible of creativity, the young Leonardo would begin to forge his destiny. Verrocchio, a master of his craft, saw something special in the boy from Vinci. He took Leonardo under his wing, introducing him to the secrets of painting, sculpting, and the intricate workings of the human form. With each passing day, Leonardo's talents blossomed like a flower reaching for the sun. The workshop was a hive of activity, filled with apprentices and artisans all striving to perfect their craft. But Leonardo stood apart, his insatiable curiosity driving him to explore beyond the boundaries of traditional art. While others focused solely on their assigned tasks, Leonardo's mind wandered to the mechanics of flight, the flow of water, and the inner workings of the human body. As his skills grew, so did his reputation. The moment that would cement Leonardo's place in history came when Verrocchio tasked him with painting an angel in his masterpiece, The Baptism of Christ. With brush in hand, Leonardo approached the canvas, his heart pounding with anticipation. As he applied the final strokes, a hush fell over the workshop. The angel he had created was unlike anything they had ever seen, so lifelike, so ethereal that it seemed to breathe on the canvas. Legend has it that upon seeing Leonardo's angel, Verrocchio put down his brush and never painted again, knowing he had been surpassed by his young apprentice. Whether true or not, this tale speaks to the extraordinary talent that Leonardo possessed, a talent that would only grow with time. But Leonardo was not content with mastery of painting alone. His mind, like a vast and intricate machine, constantly sought new challenges. He spent hours studying the flight of birds, meticulously sketching their wings and pondering the mechanics that allowed them to soar through the air. These observations would later lead to his groundbreaking designs for flying machines, centuries ahead of their time, in the quiet hours of the night when the workshop was empty and the city slept. Leonardo would pore over his notebooks, filling them with sketches of inventions yet to be born. Tanks, helicopters, and diving suits, creations that would not see the light of day for hundreds of years, sprang from his imagination and onto the page. His study of anatomy was equally revolutionary. While others saw the human body as a mystery, Leonardo saw it as a puzzle to be solved. He would spend hours dissecting corpses, mapping out the intricate network of muscles, veins, and organs that lay beneath the skin. His anatomical drawings were so accurate, so detailed, that they would not be surpassed for centuries. As word of Leonardo's talents spread, he began to attract the attention of Florence's elite. Nobles and merchants sought his services, not just as an artist, but as an engineer and inventor. Leonardo's mind, always racing with new ideas, found fertile ground in these commissions. He designed elaborate stage sets for festivals, engineered complex water systems, and even drew up plans for entire cities. Yet for all his success, Leonardo remained humble and driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. He saw the world not as it was, but as it could be. In his eyes, every problem was an opportunity for innovation, every challenge a chance to push the boundaries of human understanding. As we walk beside young Leonardo through the streets of Florence, we can almost feel the energy of his mind at work. We see the world through his eyes, a world of infinite possibility, where art and science intertwine, where the laws of nature are not barriers but building blocks for human achievement. Leonardo da Vinci's journey from a young apprentice to the epitome of Renaissance genius is a testament to the power of human potential. His life reminds us that true greatness comes not just from talent, but from an insatiable curiosity and the courage to challenge the status quo. As we stand on the shoulders of giants like Leonardo, we are reminded that within each of us lies the potential for greatness. The same spark of creativity and innovation that drove Leonardo to revolutionize art, science, and engineering still burns within the human spirit today. Leonardo's legacy is not just in the masterpieces he created or the inventions he conceived, but in the example he set for all who would follow. He showed us that the boundaries between disciplines are meant to be crossed, that true innovation comes from seeing the connections that others miss. In the end, Leonardo da Vinci's story is not just about one man's genius, but about the limitless potential that lies within all of us. It is a call to embrace our curiosity, to never stop learning, and to always strive to see the world in new and innovative ways. As we look to the future, let us carry with us the spirit of Leonardo, the spirit of endless curiosity, boundless creativity, and unwavering determination. For in doing so, we honor not just his legacy, but the very essence of human potential. And so, as we bid farewell to young Leonardo in the streets of Florence, we are left with a profound sense of possibility. We are reminded that each of us, in our own way, has the power to change the world. For within every mind lies the seed of greatness, waiting only for the right conditions to flourish and grow.
Leonardo's youth set the stage, but his final years hid his boldest secrets. Next, we uncover the masterpieces and mysteries that defined his legacy.
In the annals of human history, few names shine as brightly as Leonardo da Vinci, a man whose genius transcended time, whose vision reached far beyond the horizons of his era. As we delve into the extraordinary life of this Renaissance polymath, we embark on a journey that will challenge our perceptions and ignite our imaginations. Picture, if you will, the bustling streets of Milan in the late 15th century. Here, under the patronage of Ludovico Sforza, Leonardo's talents flourished like never before. It was in this vibrant city that he would create one of his most iconic masterpieces, The Last Supper. This fresco, adorning the walls of the Santa Maria del Grazie, wasn't just a painting, it was a revolution in art, a testament to Leonardo's unparalleled ability to capture the human spirit on canvas. But Leonardo was far more than just a painter. His insatiable curiosity led him to explore realms far beyond the confines of art. In the quiet solitude of his workshop, he pored over anatomical studies, dissecting bodies to understand the intricate workings of the human form. His detailed drawings and notes, compiled in his famous codices, reveal a mind that was centuries ahead of its time. As a wandering polymath, Leonardo's journey took him from Milan to Florence, Rome, and eventually to France. In each city, he left an indelible mark, not just through his art, but through his visionary engineering projects. Imagine the awe of those who witnessed his designs for flying machines centuries before the Wright brothers took to the skies. Picture the intricate canal systems he envisioned, designed to revolutionize transportation and irrigation. Yet, amidst all his scientific pursuits, Leonardo never lost touch with his artistic soul. The enigmatic smile of the Mona Lisa continues to captivate viewers to this day, a testament to Leonardo's unparalleled ability to capture the essence of human emotion. This painting, shrouded in mystery, embodies Leonardo's fascination with the human mind and body, a fascination that drove him to explore the very boundaries of human knowledge. But there was more to Leonardo than met the eye. Few know that he was a 33rd degree Grand Master of Freemasonry, a secret society that has intrigued and mystified for centuries. This connection to esoteric knowledge perhaps explains the depth and breadth of his understanding, his ability to see patterns and connections where others saw only chaos. Leonardo's compassion extended beyond humanity. In an age where animal welfare was hardly a consideration, he chose to embrace a vegan lifestyle. This decision, radical for his time, speaks volumes about his empathy and his ability to think beyond the norms of his society. As we follow Leonardo's journey, we find him in his final years, at the Château de Glace, in France, under the patronage of King Francis I. Even in his twilight years, his mind remained as sharp and curious as ever. It was here in 1519 that Leonardo drew his last breath, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire generations to come. But what was it that made Leonardo so extraordinary? How did this man, born out of wedlock in a small Italian town, come to be known as the most talented person who ever lived on Earth? The answer perhaps lies in his unique perception of reality. Leonardo saw the world not as it was, but as it could be. Where others saw limitations, he saw possibilities. His mind was a crucible where art and science, imagination and logic merged to create something entirely new. He didn't just observe the world, he questioned it, challenged it, and ultimately reshaped it. Consider his studies of water, for instance. To Leonardo, water wasn't just a substance, it was a living entity, full of motion and energy. His drawings of swirling eddies and cascading falls weren't just artistic representations, they were scientific observations, centuries ahead of their time. Today, fluid dynamicists marvel at the accuracy of his insights, wondering how he could have understood so much with the limited tools at his disposal. Or take his anatomical studies. At a time when the human body was still largely a mystery, Leonardo peeled back the layers, quite literally, to understand its inner workings. His drawings of the human heart, with its complex valves and chambers, are so accurate that they could almost pass for modern medical illustrations. Yet these weren't cold, clinical studies in Leonardo's hands. Even anatomy became an art form, a celebration of the beauty and complexity of life. Leonardo's mind was a bridge between art and science, between the past and the future. He stood with one foot in the medieval world and another in the modern era, synthesizing knowledge from diverse fields in ways that had never been done before. His notebooks are filled with designs for inventions that wouldn't become reality for centuries: helicopters, tanks, solar power, and even robots. But perhaps Leonardo's greatest gift was his ability to see the interconnectedness of all things. To him, there were no boundaries between disciplines. Art informed science, science inspired art, and both were infused with a deep sense of spirituality and wonder at the mysteries of the universe. As we stand in awe of Leonardo's achievements, we are left with a profound question. Was Leonardo's mind centuries ahead because he saw reality differently than anyone else? Or did he see reality differently because his mind was centuries ahead? The answer, perhaps, is both. Leonardo da Vinci challenges us to look at the world with fresh eyes, to question our assumptions, and to dare to dream beyond the confines of our time. His life is a testament to the power of curiosity, creativity, and relentless pursuit of knowledge. As we close this chapter on Leonardo's life, we're left not with a sense of conclusion, but with a burning desire to explore, to question, to create. For in the end, that may be Leonardo's greatest legacy, not just the works he left behind, but the spark of inspiration he ignited in countless hearts and minds across the centuries. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just a man of his time, he was a man for all time. His genius continues to inspire, his mysteries continue to intrigue, and his vision continues to shape our world. As we face the challenges of our own era, we would do well to channel a bit of Leonardo's spirit, to look at the world with wonder, to approach problems with creativity, and to never stop asking what if. For in the end, isn't that what it means to truly live? To push boundaries, to challenge conventions, to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be. Leonardo showed us the way. Now it's up to us to follow in his footsteps, to dare to dream, to dare to create, to dare to change the world. For in each of us lies the potential for greatness. We need only the courage to unleash it.
Leonardo's youth set the stage, but his final years hid his boldest secrets. Next, we uncover the masterpieces and mysteries that defined his legacy.